Hello mga students! Welcome again to my class. Today, my reading and writing skills students will discuss to us about writing project proposal. So this time, they will focus on the three objectives. And these are to identify the unique features of a project proposal and explain what makes them effective. Second will be to describe the steps in writing proposal. And lastly is to explain how purpose and audience affect the content of a project proposal. So please check this out.
Me every time I'm in the street, I hear.
Hey there, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jari, the leader of the Crows, and have you ever heard of project proposals? Do you know what it is? Do you know what it can do? Or perhaps maybe, do you know how you can use it to your own advantage? Well, if you've said no to any of these questions, then stay tuned, because my friends and I have all of the answers you seek. Don't forget to support us and our group by liking the video. Now, let's get right to it. So welcome to the world of writing project proposals. Do you remember how persistent you were as a child? You would fire question after question at the adults around you, such as, why is the sky blue? Or why do I have to take a nap? You were most likely determined even when asking for things like the newest toy or to watch your favorite cartoon. You probably would not have stopped until you got the answer that satisfied you, and your sheer persistence would win over all of the adults around you. Now that you are older, that persistence may not always get you the latest gadgets or clothes, but you can channel that dedication towards more worthwhile pursuits, such as writing project proposals, which are by far more productive than mindless immaturity. Then comes the question, why do I need project proposals? Should I care? Or what's in it for me? Now you see, we write project proposals every day. We just don't notice it. Whenever we envision, plan, or complete a project, we, during the process, end up proposing or promoting something, which is basically what writing a project proposal is all about. Now, a project proposal can be used in many advantageous ways. For example, big corporations and organizations all over the world use the concept of writing project proposals to make important decisions like cash flow, marketing, and personnel, which we all know is vital, detrimental, and essential to the human economy. Now, project proposals provide a real solution to a real need. It is a justification to many problems we face every day. Now, to further illustrate what defines a project proposal and how we can apply it in our daily lives, my friends and I are here to give you a helpful explanation.
Hi, I'm Regina, and today I'm going to be defining project proposals. Now you might be wondering what project proposals are. Well, project proposals are documents that are written for problem solving, service provision, event planning, or equipment selling. Of course, proposals are used to convince the reader to do what the proposal suggests, such as buying goods or services, funding a project, or implementing a program. As seen in this example here, the proposal includes sections such as the title, start and end dates, objectives and goals, requirements, and a descriptor of the proposed solution. Proposals in the professional world are used for internal and external purposes. Internal purposes meaning within an organization, and and external meaning from one organization to another. They are a way of generating income for companies seeking funding for projects. Thus, the project proposal is used to define the objectives and requirements of a project for the external party. For the internal party, it is a method to analyze the feasibility and profitability of the project. Proposals are usually written in response to requests for proposals or RFP. This is an example of a template of an RFP which funding agencies send out. Interested organizations send proposals following the requirements prescribed in the RFP. Requesting parties are thus able to compare different responses to a problem. Thus, it is clear that a proposal provides a plan to satisfy a need. In other words, proposals are persuasive documents that need to do the following: highlight reader benefits, provide credibility in carrying out the project, and also allow the reader to respond easily. While writing proposal may seem like a daunting task, they can be made easier by following the guidelines and writing and familiarizing yourself with the parts of a project proposal. These will be further explained by my other members.
Hey guys! So, for today, I will be talking about the introduction of formatting the project proposals. So without further ado, let's get started. So we always have to keep in mind that proposals are primarily categorized according to their lengths. An informal proposal is about 2 to 4 pages long. Meanwhile, a formal proposal has 5 or more pages. So, regardless of their purpose and audience, they have standard parts such as introduction. Now, an effective introduction will clearly explain the purpose of the rest of the proposal. Readers should never wonder why they are being provided certain information. That the proposal's introduction makes a first impression on readers. This section is often easier to write once the main body of the proposal is complete. This part provides the background necessary for understanding the project, which is done by discussing rationale. So, first one is rationale. Basically, this identifies the problem to be addressed and shows the need to solve it. The second one is objectives. These reveal what the projects intend to achieve in return of results. It also gives the reader an idea of the intended solution, and that good objectives are SMART: specific, it's measurable, attainable, results oriented, and bound within a realistic time frame. And last but not the least are benefits. The benefits show what the reader or the target audience can gain from the proposal, which may be improvements in processes or systems, an increase in revenue, or change in behavior of the beneficiaries of the proposal.
Project description. Project description is a formally written declaration of the project and its idea and context to explain goals and objectives to be reached. the business need and problems to be addressed, potential pitfalls and challenges, approaches and execution methods, resources estimates, and people and organizations involved, and other relevant information that explains the need for project startup and aims to describe the amount of work planned for the implementation. The focus of the project description is put on creating a clear and correct understanding of the project in minds of the people and organizations involved in the planning and development of the process, but also indicates how the process will be addressed, and they identify problems through the following parts. Methodology. This details the different activities and projects will take on, including the manpower, meaning the people involved and their duties, and resources to be utilized and the expected output. A schedule. This discusses the task duration and also the expected start and end dates of each activity in the project. Budget. This explains analysis of all costs anticipated in the project, which can be itemized or shown as a whole, depending on the needs of the project. I'm Aileen, and thank you for your time.
Writing a project proposal, we should follow some guidelines. Today, I will be explaining the 4 steps needed to help you in creating your own project proposal. Number 1. The first one is gathering data. One of the characteristics of an effective project proposal is being well researched. Before we do anything else, we should first acquire the information needed for our proposal. And any proposal needs concrete data to back up its claims, so it can become more credible and convincing. You can gather data from primary and secondary sources like books, encyclopedias, reviews, articles, etc. You need facts, figures, graphs, and charts to substantiate your proposal and justify the project's existence. Research past projects, both successful and unsuccessful, because you'll need as much hard data, evidence, and examples as you can provide to craft a convincing proposal. You can also apply the strategies that you've learned in the previous lessons about writing a research paper. Number 2. Moving on to the second one, which is organizing data, a proposal becomes more effective if the information on it is clearly organized. You can use the parts of the proposal to guide you in your organization, or use an outline to structure your discussion more effectively. Provide as much detail as possible. Break your budget down into categories, such as supplies, tools, salary, etc. Include all overhead and indirect costs. A detailed financial breakdown will signal to stakeholders that you've done your research and don't intend to waste their money. Note that certain projects may require financial statements and funding sources. The third one is writing the proposal. Once you have gathered and organized the data, draft your proposal by filling out the parts of the proposal with the relevant data. When writing the proposal, don't forget to include who the proposal will affect. Draft the solution to your problem. You should also include a step-by-step process for solving the problem, and identify and describe necessary personnel. Make sure to reiterate why you're proposing it and what positive effects you want to achieve. And finally, the fourth one is revising the proposal. Make sure to review your proposal for accuracy and organization before you send it out. Check the tone and language. Your proposal is intended for a certain type of audience, so make sure the tone and language used are reflective of that. Don't forget to proofread for grammar, punctuation, or spelling mistakes. You want your proposal to look professional. A good proposal will be comprehensive and will put your organization in the best light. And that's all I have to say. Let's see what Jari has to say next.
Hey there guys, welcome back. So now that we've learned everything about the project proposal, Let's take a look at an example. So this here is a sample project proposal of DepEd's Gulayan sa Paaralan project proposal, in which they state what they want in their project proposal. So their project proposal consists of several sections, which we'll be going through now. So the first section is basic information. Now, in the basic information, we can see the various information that is presented, such as the name of the project, the municipality, the proposed implementing national government agency, the objectives, the target physical outputs, and so on, like the location, target beneficiaries, and the budget. And here they gave all of the descriptions that are needed to give an overview of what we are going to cover today. Now let's move on to the second section DepEd has proposed. So for their project, here is the project rationale and their objectives. So here in this section, we can see the purpose of their project and what they aim to do. We can see the problem they want to solve, like basic education and malnutrition in schools. It shows the goals they want to achieve, like improving nutritional status of students, learning where food comes from, promoting beautification, watershed education, producing foods, stimulating creativity, encouraging leadership and service, changing family home food habits, which they obviously aim to do. So now let's move on to the third section, which is project description. Now over here, there is a description of the project, what it's about, how to implement it, as you can see, and the various bullet points they gave to achieve, like raise the level of public consciousness, to establish school gardens, intensify the production and consumption of vegetables and fruits, so on. And that is the Gulayan sa Paaralan project. Here we can also see that they aim to implement the project in public elementary and secondary schools with ample and limited areas within the municipality of Tagpina. Now, we wouldn't be able to know this if they hadn't put all these sections for their project proposal. Now, as we can see by now, all of these sections coincide with one another in order for us to convince the client of promoting our project. Now let's move on to the final and fourth section, the proposed budget. Here we can see the various expenses and financial rates. You can see the people mentioned here that are related to the project. And with all of these information in mind, we can make a decision objectively based on these observations. Now the client, since the client knows all of this information now, he or she can make a decision based on these observations, as I've said. So that's all for our video today. We hope that you viewers have learned a little something about project proposals. This is Jari on behalf of the Crows signing out, and we hope you have a nice day.
There you go, mga students! You have heard the different point of views of my students. So if you want to share your thoughts and opinions, please comment down, and don't forget to click the notification bell in order for you to be updated if I have new videos. And don't forget to subscribe, because as I usually say, subscribe now, laugh and learn later. Once again, ito na naman inyong gurong vlogger ng Kuwait, guro sa umaga, YouTuber, and live streamer paggabi. Saying God bless you all and always keep safe. Bye!